You wake up, go to get out of bed, and realize your legs just don't feel as strong as they used to. There's no pain exactly, but they feel heavy. Weaker, like your strength slipped away slowly, without warning. Over time, even stepping up a curb takes effort. A quick walk to the grocery store starts to feel like a hike, and before you know it, you're grabbing onto furniture around the house without even thinking about it. Then that thought hits you. Must be age catching up with me. But what if I told you it's not just age? What if I told you that two vitamins, yes, ones you probably take every day or already have too much of in your body, might actually be making things worse? Here's the thing. A lot of older adults take these vitamins thinking they're protecting themselves, when in fact they're slowly weakening their muscles, day after day. The human body is like an orchestra. Everything needs to play in sync. But when one instrument is out of tune, it throws the whole performance off. That's what happens with these vitamins. When they're taken in excess, or without the proper balance of other nutrients, they throw things out of whack. And one of the first places it shows up? Your legs. Maybe you've been feeling weaker lately, getting more muscle cramps, or just not feeling as steady when you walk, and never once suspected that the real problem might be sitting right there in that supplement bottle you trust every morning. Today, I'm going to tell you exactly which two vitamins these are, why they can have such a dangerous effect on people over 60, and most importantly, how to fix it with a few simple changes, starting with what you eat. And I'm not here to scare you, I'm here to help. Because losing leg strength isn't just a small thing. It's the difference between independence and needing help. Between living freely and living in fear of falling. You deserve to grow older with strength, balance, and dignity. 1. The invisible warning sign. Why your legs are getting weaker. And you don't even notice. Have you ever felt like time weighs heavier on your legs than the rest of your body? It's like they carry your whole story. Every step you've taken, every day you've lived. But here's what most people don't realize. The loss of strength in your legs doesn't happen all at once. It creeps in. Slow, quiet, and sneaky. And if you don't do something about it, it keeps going, stealing your mobility and your freedom little by little. Science has a name for this. Sarcopenia. But you don't need to remember the word, just what it does. Sarcopenia is the gradual loss of muscle mass that mainly starts after the age of 60. And the kicker? It begins before you even notice it. Here's the deal. For every decade after you turn 40, you lose around 8% of your muscle mass. After 70, that loss speeds up. And the scary part? It happens even if you eat well, even if nothing hurts, even if your test results say everything's normal. It starts in the leg muscles, the biggest muscles in your body. They're what lift you out of a chair, what keep you steady going upstairs, what stop you from falling. Now think about this. Have you felt more off balance lately? Ever get the weird sensation that the floor's pulling at you? Or maybe you've just started walking a little slower and didn't even realize it? Those are your body's quiet signals that it's trying to compensate for lost strength. And the problem is, by the time you really feel it, you've already lost a lot. So what causes it? There are three main reasons. First, as we age, our bodies produce fewer structural proteins, like actin and myosin. Think of them as the building blocks that make up muscle. Second, the nerves that control your muscles don't communicate as clearly anymore. It's like the phone line between your brain and your legs is full of static. Third, you might be taking vitamins the wrong way, throwing your whole system off and actually making the muscle loss worse. We'll talk more about that in just a minute. But right now, I want you to understand why your legs weaken before, say, your arms. Your legs carry the weight of your whole body. They do most of the moving throughout the day. They need strong oxygen flow, balanced nutrition, and regular stimulation. Without all three, oxygen, nutrients, and movement, they start to shrink. It's like owning a powerful car and just leaving it in the garage. It starts to rust. The oil goes bad. The parts lock up. Same thing happens to your legs. And what's worse, lots of people accidentally speed up this process, thinking they're helping. Taking vitamins in isolation, overdoing supplements, or avoiding movement because they're afraid of falling. Now let me ask you, drop a comment below. Do you feel like your legs are weaker now than they were 5 years ago? Do you get winded, just walking around the house? Share your experience. It could really help someone else going through the same thing. And if you're finding this helpful and want more tips to stay strong and healthy after 60, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. It helps us keep making videos like this, designed just for you. 2. The surprising case of too much of a good thing. The 2 vitamins that might be sabotaging your muscle strength. When we hear the word vitamins, most of us automatically think, good for you. After all, we grew up being told they're essential for health, immunity, and keeping our energy up. But here's the part nobody tells you. After age 60, what once helped your body might start working against it. And what used to be part of the solution might now be part of the problem. That's exactly what happens with 2 very common vitamins. One's found in supplements, multivitamin blends, and even in fortified foods. They were designed to help, but if taken the wrong way, they can actually weaken you in the one place you need strength the most. Your legs. Let's start with the first one. Vitamin D, yes. That vitamin D. The one recommended for bone health, immunity, and even to prevent autoimmune issues. What hardly anyone mentions is that too much vitamin D can throw your body completely out of balance. Vitamin D helps regulate calcium in the blood. But when levels get too high, it can trigger calcium deposits where you don't want them, like in your muscles and blood vessels. Think of your muscles like rubber bands. They need to stay flexible and well supplied with blood. Now imagine calcium building up in those tissues because you're taking too much vitamin D. The result? Stiff muscles, involuntary contractions, constant cramps, and eventually limited mobility. And there's more. Vitamin D doesn't work alone. It needs magnesium, vitamin K2, and other support players to work properly. If you're taking vitamin D by itself, without that backup team, it can go off the rails inside your body. Now the second vitamin to watch out for is vitamin A. You don't hear much about this, but vitamin A, often included in supplements for skin, vision, and immunity, can become toxic when taken in excess. And when that happens, you may start to feel tired, experience muscle aches, weakness in your legs, even dizziness and confusion. Symptoms that are easy to brush off as just getting older. But often, the real culprit is stored up vitamin A, building up in your liver over time. It's like your body is begging for balance, but you're hearing the message all wrong. Now don't get me wrong, these vitamins are important. They're essential. But here's the truth. What turns a remedy into a poison? The dose, the imbalance, taking them without proper guidance, without knowing what your body actually needs. Unfortunately, many older adults take supplements on their own, based on ads, random advice, or things they read online. And that's how the invisible domino effect starts. An excess of one vitamin causes a shortage of another. And your body, trying to compensate, ends up draining strength from key muscles, like the ones in your legs. What does that lead to? Weakness, fatigue, shuffling your feet, falls, all caused by something you thought was protecting you. That's why before continuing any supplement, it's so important to get checked by a qualified professional. Only then will you know if you truly need that vitamin, or if it's quietly doing more harm than good. So if you've been feeling more tired, if your legs feel weak or shaky, if you're struggling in ways you didn't used to, it's time to take a closer look. because the problem isn't always what you're missing. Sometimes it's what you've got too much of. And when it comes to these two vitamins, too much can be just as dangerous as not enough. 3. Warning signs. How to know. If these vitamins are out of balance in your body, think of your body like a car. When something's off under the hood, you get warning signs. Weird noises, rough shifting, lights on the dashboard. Your body works the same way. It always gives you signals. The problem is, over time, we stop paying attention. When your vitamin D and vitamin A levels start to get out of balance, your body tries to tell you. But the early symptoms are so subtle, many people brush them off. That's when the real damage starts, leading to things like muscle weakness, mysterious aches, trouble walking, and even falls. Let's start with the signs of too much vitamin D. Frequent leg cramps, especially at night, muscle pain that doesn't go away with rest, general weakness when standing up or climbing stairs, a heavy, dragging feeling in your legs, constant, thirst and dry mouth, signs of dehydration caused by calcium imbalance, rapid or irregular heartbeat due to calcium affecting your heart muscles, mild confusion, memory lapses, or trouble concentrating. If you've been dealing with 2 or more of these symptoms, there's a good chance your vitamin D levels are too high. And here's the scary part. Lots of people are taking vitamin D supplements without any lab tests, thinking, the more, the better. Now let's look at the signs of too much vitamin A, which are even trickier to catch. Constant fatigue, like you're always tired. Even after resting, widespread muscle aches, especially in your arms and legs, irritability or mood swings, due to stress on the nervous system, hair loss, and dry, flaky skin, classic signs of built-up toxicity, sensitivity to light and blurry vision, both linked to vitamin A overload in the liver, unexplained dizziness, especially when standing up, bone or joint pain that doesn't respond to regular meds. These symptoms are more common than you'd think, but they're often treated as separate issues instead of being traced back to one root cause: what you're putting into your body every day. Another important point: the excess doesn't always come from pills. A lot of people are getting these vitamins from fortified processed foods like margarine, milk, and breakfast cereals without realizing it. And when things go out of balance, the legs are usually the first to feel it. Why? Because they carry your body weight. They keep you steady. They drive your movement. That's why you should never ignore signs like feeling like your walk has changed, needing to grab something for support when standing, tripping more often, feeling nervous or hesitant about going out. Your body is trying to tell you something, but you have to listen. Here's a piece of advice. If you're feeling any of these symptoms, don't run to the pharmacy. Run to the lab. A simple blood test can tell you if your vitamin D and A levels are off. And more importantly, it can help you catch the problem before it leads to serious muscle loss. Now tell me in the comments, have you felt any of these signs lately? Have you ever taken vitamins without knowing if your body really needed them? Your story might be the wake-up call someone else needs. And who knows, it might even save a life. 4. The key to balance. What's missing for these vitamins to actually work in your favor? Vitamins aren't heroes or villains. They're tools. And like any tool, if you use it the right way, it helps you build. But if you use it wrong, it can break things down. When it comes to vitamin D and vitamin A, the ones we've been talking about, the goal isn't to avoid them. It's to balance them. And that balance depends on something most people overlook: cofactors. Cofactors are like your vitamins behind-the-scenes support crew. Without them, your body can't use the vitamins properly. It's like trying to cook rice with heat and water, but no pot. You've got the ingredients, but the right conditions are missing. Let's start with vitamin D. For it to truly support your muscles, it needs to work in harmony with 3 key nutrients: Vitamin K2. You don't hear much about it, but it's essential. Its job is to send calcium to the right place, your bones. Without it, calcium floats around in your bloodstream and ends up where it shouldn't, like your muscles, joints, or arteries. In other words, K2 helps prevent excess vitamin D from turning into a problem. You can find vitamin K2 in aged cheeses like Gouda and Brie. Natto, a fermented soy product from Japan, not very common in the US. Egg yolks from pasture-raised chickens too. Magnesium. This mineral is what switches on vitamin D in your body. Without magnesium, vitamin D stays inactive, like it's asleep inside you. Magnesium also helps with muscle contractions, relaxation, cramp prevention, blood pressure regulation, and even better sleep. Good natural sources include pumpkin seeds cooked, spinach, bananas, oats 3. Zinc helps regulate the hormones that activate vitamin D. It also plays a role in building muscle mass. Plus, it strengthens your immune system, which is especially important if you're already dealing with muscle loss. You'll find zinc in cashews, chickpeas, lean meats, almonds. Now let's talk about vitamin A, which also needs a partner to do its job safely. Its best partner? Beta-carotene, a plant-based, safer form of vitamin A. Your body only converts beta-carotene into vitamin A when it needs it, so there's no risk of overload. Foods rich in beta-carotene include carrots, pumpkin, mango, papaya, sweet potatoes. If you get your vitamin A from foods high in beta-carotene, your risk of toxicity drops dramatically. Another key to keeping things in balance: be careful with supplements. Supplements aren't candy. Taking them on your own, without knowing if you really need them, is like taking antibiotics without an infection. You don't need a cabinet full of pills to age in good health. In fact, in many cases, too much can be worse than too little. Here's something most doctors don't explain. Your liver and kidneys are your body's main filters. When you overload them with fat-soluble vitamins like D and A, they wear out faster. That can show up as fatigue, lower back pain, fluid retention, and more. 5. The safe, natural solution. What you can start eating today to regain your strength. You don't need miracle pills or expensive supplements. Most of the time, what your body truly needs is already in your kitchen, just waiting to be used the right way. After 60, your body changes. It absorbs nutrients differently, reacts more slowly, and needs more balance. And the truth is, regaining strength in your legs, feeling steady and confident when you walk, doesn't start with medicine. It starts with food, with habits, with smart nutrition. To help you get started, here are 5 simple, natural solutions you can put into action today. No stress, no fuss. Free-range egg yolks. Yes, the deep yellow yolks from pasture-raised hens. They're little powerhouses of nutrition, full of natural vitamin D, bioavailable vitamin A, and choline, an essential nutrient for muscle and brain health. But make sure they're pasture-raised. Factory-farmed eggs have fewer nutrients and more added hormones. How to use them? Boiled or scrambled with soft yolks. 1 to 2 eggs per day. At breakfast or dinner. That's it. 2. Raw grated carrot or fresh carrot juice. Carrots are rich in beta-carotene, which your body turns into vitamin A. Only as much as it needs. No risk of overdose. They also help clean out your gut, improving how well you absorb other nutrients. Grated onto salads or blended into a juice with apple and lemon. Just skip the store-bought juice. It needs to be fresh. Sautéed spinach with garlic and olive oil. Spinach is packed with magnesium and potassium, 2 minerals that help prevent cramps and support healthy muscle contractions. And olive oil helps your body absorb vitamins D and A, which are fat-soluble. They need healthy fats to be absorbed properly. Quick tip: Lightly sauté the spinach with garlic and a drizzle of olive oil. Don't overcook. It'll lose its nutrients. Pumpkin seeds. Not many people know this, but these tiny seeds are loaded with zinc and magnesium. They strengthen your muscles, support hormone balance, and even improve sleep. Lightly roast them at home and eat about 1 tablespoon a day. Sprinkle them on salads, soups, or enjoy as a snack. And most important of all, sunlight and movement. Without sunlight, vitamin D can't activate. Without movement, muscles don't respond. And without consistency, nothing works. Here's the simple plan. Walk for 20 minutes every day in the morning sun, between 7 and 9:30 a.m. If you can, slowly go up and down a step several times. Stretch your arms, move your legs, treat your body with care, and keep it active. Muscles need to be reminded that they're still alive. And remember, eating healthy once a week won't cut it. Exercising only when you're in pain isn't enough. Strength comes from what you do every day, not just once in a while. Your body is grateful. It will respond. But it needs you to be present, active, and involved. With these 5 simple, natural, and affordable steps, you can start today. Yes, today. Rebuilding your strength, your balance, and your freedom to move with confidence and with health. If you're feeling ready to start taking care of your health more intentionally, step by step, and go beyond just food, then I want to invite you to check out the ebook, 30 Golden Habits to Live Well and Thrive After 60. It's a practical, easy-to-follow guide made especially for people who want to strengthen their bodies, boost energy, protect their minds, and live with more independence, even as the years go by. These are simple actions, just like the ones we talked about today. But when practiced consistently, they transform your routine, your body, and your quality of life. If you found today's tips helpful, this ebook will take you even further on your journey. Click the link in the first pinned comment below to get started right now. The truth is, your body speaks. It calls for help through cramps, fatigue, and that unsteady feeling when you walk. But it also responds with strength, energy, and stability when you give it the right signals. And the solutions? They're not complicated. It's real food. Morning sunshine. That steady step you take every day, even if it's slow. It's remembering that you still can, that your body still can, and that it's never too late to rebuild your strength. Just imagine climbing stairs without fear, standing up without strain, walking without holding onto the furniture. All of that starts when you realize the secret to strength is balance. Balance in your vitamins, balance in your meals, balance in your daily routine. It's within that balance that your body rebuilds itself. It's in that balance that you rediscover the joy of moving freely and confidently. If this message resonated with you, drop a comment below and tell us what stood out to you the most. Have you ever taken vitamin D or A on your own? Have you noticed any of these signs in your body? Your story might help someone else going through the same thing. And together, we can build a stronger, smarter, healthier community. And if you'd like to keep learning how to care for your health in a wise and natural way, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Here, you'll always find the best advice, created especially for those over 60 who want to keep living with energy, freedom, and vitality. Because at the end of the day, your legs are your foundation. Everything begins with them. And if you want to learn which vitamins really help prevent cramps and strengthen your legs, I highly recommend watching this next video. Vitamins that prevent cramps and strengthen your legs, even at 70, 80, or 90. Click and watch now. Your body will thank you, and so will your balance.